Who are you calling a couch potato? Oh, not me, the quilt. That is the name of this pattern from the Hartzell Homestead. I just whipped it up in my Covered Bridges in Fall collection and I love it. I am really looking forward to snuggling under this thing to watch a movie, read a book this fall, have a cup of tea, just take a break. And you can make it too. I'm going to show you a little bit more about how easy it is to make, and then you can decide if you want to go grab the pattern too on their Etsy shop. Because we're going to be cutting this 10-inch pack, which has 42 pieces of fabric, into 84 pieces, I highly recommend you start by changing your rotary blade. So I'm just going to pop a new blade on here. I keep my old blades and old needles and everything in an Altoids can. I'd love to know what you do. Let me know in the comments. I also always clean this when I'm changing my blade. It gets a lot of lint and fuzz in there. So I just take a piece of fabric out of my scrap bin or my trash bin and just kind of wipe that off. And I'm going to push this button so that that locks, so it's not going to move by mistake as I'm replacing it. All right, now we have a sharp blade and we are ready to get cutting. Now we're going to take our 10-inch squares, our pre-cuts, out of the packaging. I'm using my Covered Bridges in Fall. This is going to be perfect for snuggling up on the couch, reading a book, watching a movie. And I am Goldilocks and the rulers. This one is really big to use for this, so didn't want that one. Then I have a 10.5, which is only a 1/4 inch over on each end. I like something a little bit bigger when I'm cutting. And I have a 12.5-inch ruler that looks just like this. Cannot find it. I think I will blame my husband, although why he would have come into my room and taken a ruler is beyond me, but I have searched everywhere. So I also have a Quilter Select, the same size. So this is the size that I want to work on this project. The first thing we need to do is we need to cut a 1/2 inch off of one end. And I'm going to do about 4 pieces at a time just so that I can be more efficient. And with a new rotary blade, we're going to be able to do 4 easily. So we're going to cut 1/2 inch off of one end. Then I'm going to turn it and I'm going to cut it in half. We are going to do this with the entire stack of 10-inch pre-cuts. Now, you don't have to use pre-cuts for this. Obviously, you can go into your scrap stash, whatever you want, but boy, oh boy, having these into the 10-inch pre-cut size is going to make it a lot easier because we are cutting 42 of these apart. So if you want to do a square baby quilt that is 36 by 36, all the way up to a full throw quilt, which is what I'm going to be doing, which is 54 by 63, they have got your back. They also include how many of these rectangles to do a 36 by 45, 45 by 45, 45 by 54, or 54 by 54. So it is a super versatile pattern. And this is a great beginner pattern because it is just straight cutting and straight stitching, and it is going to sew up really quickly and easily. If you had a friend or a child that wants to learn to quilt, this would be a great one to start with because, again, it's all straight cuts, straight stitching. So they're going to be successful early on and hopefully fall in love with quilting. Or if you are new to quilting, sorry to leave you out, then this could be a great quilt for you to try too. Dip your toes into the quilting pool and see what you think. Oh boy, this is a big stack. Let's see how my new blade does. Like butter. Let's see how many I just did. Did 7 at one time. That will make for very fast cutting. I should have done that from the beginning. That is the power of a fresh rotary blade. And if you're doing big stacks like that, make sure you're really pressing down on your ruler so that it doesn't slide as you are cutting. Okay, so we have taken the one 10-inch stacker and I have made it into 84 pieces of fabric. Now it is time to sew. So now I'm just going to be sewing these pictures together based on the chart that you get if you get her pattern. And the center is 2 vertical pieces. Let's say like that one because it has an entire covered bridge, not just a piece of it. And then let's put some leaves next to that. That'll be a good center. Sewing these rectangles together with 1/4 inch seams and pressing them open, coming back, add another, press the seam, yada, yada, yada. And I'm going to be using a 2.0 just so that my stitches are short enough that they're all going to interlock as I sew these pieces all together. So I'll just clip the threads. I'm going to be setting the seams each time, and that means to iron over that seam before you open it or move it, just to really any wrinkles out, get any air out in there. It really does make a difference. And then you can press the seams any way you want. I'm just going to do them all to one side because I find that to be fastest. There are no interlocking seams in this pattern, so no nesting seams. So you can truly do whatever you want each time. So I'm just going to be bouncing back and forth, sewing rectangles and pressing. I said I was going to be easy breezy about the direction of directional fabric. I lied, I can't do it. Like this one, I can. So I'm going to be in the leaves, I don't care. But I'm going to sort these, so at least I want the little sketchy covered bridges and the other ones to go in the right direction. So I'm just going to sort these into piles. Doesn't matter what direction, horizontal and vertical. All depended on how I turned the fabric when I was cutting it. And then I'm just going to make sure I have some color variety, not putting gold next to gold or green next to green, just to keep it all very interesting. My goal is to not have colors touching themselves. So I didn't have these leaves down here because then they would connect. I'm not going to have the red up here. I'm going to put the orange up there because then you're going to have a lot more variety, and it'll be easier to see the rectangles if the colors aren't blending one to the other.